What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the morning movie chat. I am your host, Trinity. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Second Street Marvel this morning. I hope you're all having a very good Wednesday morning. It's New Comic Book Day, and if you have a local comic book shop near you and they got any of those new comics in, go out and support them. But chances are, a lot of comic books retailers around the nation are closed and may not have received these books. I know they've been working out some distribution stuff. I won't confess to know a whole lot about it, but one thing that I will tell you for sure is that there were new comic books released yesterday by DC Comics. We're going to go ahead and get into a little bit of that and some new books that released today as well. But first, guys, I want to say thank you all so much for being here, first of all. And the one thing I wanted to talk about today, guys, is, man, we know how things go out there, right, guys? Like, man, you know, it just seems like Disney just can't keep from going woke, right? Oh my God. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. But anyway, let's go ahead and I got this. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Let me see if I can get this thing up here. No, I don't want to show that yet. Sorry, guys. I got this article here that I want to show you guys here. Let's get into this. Oh man, I'm totally on the wrong scene here, aren't I? I am. Anyway, guys, sorry about that. There we go. That's where we're supposed to be at. And let's see, why isn't this bringing this thing up here? There we go. Disney, yes, they're working on a Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. I think this is something that we all kind of knew. Was coming up out there. And they are, and here's what we got right here. You gotta love this headline right here that they've got here, don't you? Don't you just love that headline? I mean, look at that. Pirates of the Caribbean reboot moving forward with a female lead. Oh my God. You know, with a clickbait headline like that, I can't wait to see how the rest of the day is gonna be. I can't wait to see my news feed on YouTube flooded with stories about woke Disney. Dang it! Because you know what? In case you guys didn't know, if you have a female lead in a movie, it's woke. All right, it's woke. Pirates of the Caribbean didn't have a female lead in the first one, did it? Before I get into this, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Adam from Fanjecture. I was over watching his show. If you guys aren't subscribed to Adam from Fanjecture, if you guys aren't subscribed to Fanjecture, you should definitely go check out his channel. He's been doing a morning stream. He starts at 6 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So make sure that you go and check out Adam's channel. And Adam, if you're here, please feel free to drop your link down in the description. If not, I will make sure I get that dropped in the description here a little bit later. But Adam, if you're here, please feel free to drop your link there in the comments. But yeah, so guys, let's go ahead and get into this. Where they're talking here about this Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. Here we go. This is being written by Skylar Schuler. Over on the Disney Insider. And here they say, back in 2018, reports surfaced that Disney was set to reboot their blockbuster franchise Pirates of the Caribbean. Since then, fans have been wondering what that meant for Johnny Depp's Captain Jack Sparrow. Well, I can say they don't expect him to return. And honestly, I mean, if they're doing a reboot, do they need to bring him back as Jack Sparrow? I don't think so. I mean, Johnny Depp was good in the character, is a cool character. I mean, it's a great movie. I like the original Pirates of the Caribbean. It's good stuff. But yeah, I mean, that right there, they don't need to bring him back. It's a reboot, right? If you're gonna bring back the same character as the same person as the same character, it's not a reboot, is it? I think it's just a sequel. According to insider Daniel Rickman, studio is in fact going the reboot route and currently looking for a female lead. And one name at the top of the list to lead the reboot is Avengers Endgame and Jumanji: The Next Level star Karen Gillan. This is something I can also confirm, as I've heard rumblings of Gillan as earlier as last fall. As of now, it is unknown if the actress had any formal talks with the studio, but the studio is definitely interested. And guys, let's be honest here. Is obviously, you know, Karen Gillan has worked with Disney before. She's she's a good girl. You know, she's a good actress. That sounded bad. She's a good girl. No, she's a good actress. She's got a good working relationship with them and everything. If you follow her on social media, go check out her Instagram, man. She's just cute as a button. She just like I said, you can tell she's just a nice, wholesome person, man. She's a good person. Like I watch a lot of her videos on Instagram occasionally, and they're just fun and entertaining. You can tell that she's just like a real, I don't know, kind of down to earth, personable person, man. Just from what I could tell. So that's not a bad thing. Now here's the thing. I thought this was kind of funny. But anyway, another tidbit I hear is that the studio is also considering women of color for the role. Character and story details are being kept under wraps, though fan speculation will go what? Oh man, didn't mean to do that. Will go wild now that Gillen's name has been mentioned. There could possibly be the film. The film will look to be centered on Red, the popular female pirate featured in the Disney Parks attraction and meet and greet character, and is a meet and greet. Oh, I didn't know she's a meet and greet character now. Are you serious? Mm-hmm. They go into a little bit more here talking about that, but this is talking about some other stuff that is really kind of unimportant to what we're talking about right here, right? Anyway, guys, that's kind of the news I wanted to let you guys know about, because I'm sure somewhere out there today we're going to be seeing all those clickbait things about how Disney is woke. We already knew that, right? Didn't we already knew that? they, they already ruined Star Wars. Of course they went woke with Pirates of the Caribbean. And this, like, I don't know, this whole article it seems like it's kind of poking the bear. It seems like this whole article is kind of poking the bear. I mean, you see like the headline name, and just kind of what they're talking about there, the whole lead in and everything. Guys, Keira Knightley was in the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. She was like a big character throughout most of the films, and in the first one she was one of the main characters, so she was a lead in the film. So I mean, this happening, that doesn't sound out of the blue. I mean, they reboot the movie, all of a sudden they just insert another female pirate in there. Ooh. Look out, guys. Look out. Look out. I know. And all this talk about, they're talking about putting in the character from the attraction. Well, that kind of makes sense, and that's probably where we're going to hear about all of these things. And I remember when all that story came out about they were changing the ride, and we ended up going there for to Disneyland and got on the ride and everything. It was a slightly noticeable difference. I mean, not really, like, it wasn't anything that you focused on unless you go to focus on that. But I don't know, guys. Like, I'm okay with them doing a reboot. I'd rather Johnny Depp not come back. I like Johnny Depp. He's an okay actor and everything. But, like, it's kind of like the whole thing centered around him because he was the main character, with Jack Sparrow throughout those first... God, how many did they do? 4 or 5 movies? Definitely 5, I think. Definitely 5. 5? I didn't see all of them. I think it was after like the 3rd, maybe it was the 4th one. What was At World's End? After that, I kind of went off. But that's kind of it. Like, of course, they don't want to bring his character back for a reboot. They're going to move forward with somebody else. Karen Gillan is a good actress. I like her. Like I said, she's got a good working relationship with Disney. And also, I mean, like I said, I mean, is this character going to be... Like, the main focus is this character going to replace Jack Sparrow? Is it going to be the same movie, even? Is it going to just be telling some stories about, another group of pirates? I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, how do you think it's going to be? Because, I mean, potentially a reboot of Pirates of the Caribbean, I mean, as far as I know, it was just a ride, an attraction to Disneyland. There was no real story behind it. They kind of came up with one. And, I don't know. I'll go see it. I really do like the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, but let me know what you guys think about that. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Pirates of the Caribbean here. The first Pirates of the Caribbean movie was a really good movie. I remember seeing it at the theater. Everything about it was really good. The one thing I really liked about the Pirates of the Caribbean movie was it had that feel of a Disney animation movie, like their Disney animated movies, but in a movie format. Like, if you remember, like, towards the beginning when Jack Sparrow had got caught when he was there being held captive, the guys that found him, the two little goofy guys, I seek no lies. Those 2 dudes, those guys are like literally like animated characters from an animated movie, ripped off the animation and put into the movie. The way they acted, the way they talked, the way they just anything, everything about that was completely like a Disney animation style character. And I think they maintained a lot of that throughout that first movie. Like it really felt like a live action Disney, like animation Disney kind of remake. But I don't think Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't a cartoon or anything ever that I know of. But it felt like one of those movies that would have been that they could actually have done that, like they ripped off of an animation, one of their own animation movies, and made live action. I thought it was that good with like some of the character interactions and things like that. And case in point is obviously like Jack Sparrow, but then obviously like I said those characters there, and even the blacksmith, the drunk guy who Orlando Bloom's character, I can't remember his character's name all of a sudden. Even that guy, the kind of drunk guy sitting there in his place, like they're sitting there doing all that stuff, and he just passed out drunk. That is completely like an old school Disney animation, movie style that they had. And I think everything that they did in that movie, it really played to that old school Disney feel, that old school Disney animation feel. And that's one of the things I really liked about the first Pirates movie. I really do like that first Pirates movie. The sequels went on and they kind of got more big and more large scale and things that I don't think that they never necessarily needed to be. But I really do like that first Pirates movie. If they go to reboot this movie, I mean, I'll go see it. I'm not really big into the whole pirates thing neither. Just like I'm not really huge into like the vampires and zombie thing neither. But I think pirates I'm a little more there with. We go to the Renaissance Fair and dress up and all that stuff. And it's kind of the same thing, right? We're freaking nerds. Yeah, that's right. Me and my family do that stuff. Yeah, I've got all our stuff right there in the closet for us to dress up and go to Renaissance Fair, which got canceled this year. I would probably be at Ren Fair these past couple of weekends, as a matter of fact. But yeah, and I'll look forward to it. I mean, if they do really cast Karen Gillan in this movie, I'd go see it because I like her as an actor. She's very good, and it's a Disney movie. I go see a lot of Disney movies. I got kids and everything, so we go see a lot of these things in the first place. I'm interested in it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let's go ahead and get in here and say what's up to everybody. And don't forget, we're going to talk about some comic books here in just a few minutes. Okay, Wayne White is here. What's up, my brother? How you doing? Fanjecture says, uh-oh, woke talk this morning. Wayne White says, looks like it's just, everybody, it looks like it's just me. I know, man. I know, Wayne. It's all good, though, man. Thanks for being here, man. I stand corrected. Fanjectures, yeah. Fanjectures here as well. Wookie says, I don't care. Make movies with nothing but women. Why not? yeah. I mean, and honestly, it's something that Josh was actually bringing up to this morning on the Den of Nerds Live. And if there's anybody here from the Den of Nerds that came over from the live stream, that was a great live stream, was it not? It's always fun getting together with nerds and talking about nerd stuff. And I don't know. Josh runs a pretty tight ship over there on his live streams as well. Mine just go off the rails, man. One of these days I need to get organized like that so I can make some kick-ass live shows. Occasionally it happens. But yeah, that was fun. And yeah, and the thing is, like, Wookie, like, for one, like what you're saying there, while I think you're joking a little bit, I'm kind of serious. Like, I'm okay with seeing women on screen and all that stuff. I'm not asking that you take a bunch of movies and properties and IPs and gender swap characters or anything like that. But even I don't care. Like Barbarella, I'm cool with it. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like let's do it. I have no problem with that. Yeah. More females on screen. I'm okay with that. Wayne White says, if they are making a big deal out of it, then it's a problem. If they just make a good movie with a female lead and not advertise it as such, I don't think as many people will have a problem. Yeah, and that's the thing, like with that article, you see the headline they use there, like it's so like they do that stuff purposeful on for like clickbaity stuff, like, oh, female lead, because they know like some people are gonna be like, yeah, female lead, woohoo, and they know some people are gonna be like, oh, what? Oh man, Disney's gone woke. Oh, female lead. And so that's the thing and that's the tricky thing with social media and all this kinds of stuff, especially like on YouTube and everything, is you always got to kind of play into clickbait, but do you have to? I mean, to me, like, it depends on the way you do it. That kind of, for me, like, will legitimize you as clickbaity not very reliable news source, or somewhat okay and decent. But I mean, you got to do something, I guess, to get people to click on your articles. That's what some people have to do. And that's honestly, that's probably the way it should be done. Like, I suck at that kind of stuff. I occasionally do it. I occasionally do that kind of stuff, but that's just kind of the name of the game with when the things that people do, man. Unfortunately, it's the drama. Yeah, I have no problem with it. Wookie says, doesn't look like they're using ugly women, so what's the big deal? Yeah, no big deal. Nerd is the word. Thank you so much for being here. Toiler Room. Josh sent me here. Well, thank you so much for being here. Mike Porter, Superior Hero Reviews. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Anderson. Thank you so much for being here. Gray Dawn, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Hope you're doing well today. Wookie says, I thought that they already race swapped Jack Sparrow. Already with Penelope Cruz. Did they do that? I can't remember. Like, I think at some point I gave up on some of those movies. Sinner762, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well as well. Thank you for asking. Will Morgan says, MF and Trinity, good morning, dude. Love Dana's nerds this morning. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, with that Thanos thing, seriously, I know it sounds bad. Like, I know some people probably don't want to hear that, right? But let's admit it. Like, that's in the comic books. Thanos was just trying to get in them panties, man. That's all he wanted to do. That's all he was about, man. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it's too simple. It's almost too simple. And what the MCU did there was probably a better thing. It probably was a better thing. But yeah. I don't know because it just kind of depends. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, that's what a lot of them do it for. Look at Thor. What did he do it for? He did it all for the nookie. You know what I mean? Look at Iron Man. Iron Man did it all for the nookie. You know who didn't do it all for the nookie? Ant-Man. He didn't do it all for the nookie. He did it all for his daughter and his family. And he got some nookie at the same time. See, there's a difference. Motivations, right? Denim Nerds Live, thank you so much for being here. Again, man, thanks for having me on the show. It was a great time, man. Great time. World Famous is here. What up? Wu-Tang Wells, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here, my brother. Hope all is good with you. Man, me and Russell had a good conversation the other day after the live stream. God, what was that, on Sunday? Good conversation, man. Good conversation. We need to get together again sometime. And you too, Jason. Jason is here as well. Guten Morgen, everybody. Yes. Huzzah. Good morrow. Mr. Anderson. I wasn't going to, but then you told me to do it, Josh, so I had no choice. Oh, okay. Give me a like? Yeah. Hey, it's okay if you leave a dislike too. I'm okay with dislikes as well. It's all good. 5 saw all of them. They are fun movies. Okay, so the third one at World's End, or was it number 4? I think it was the third one was at World's End. I can't remember how it all went. I think I've seen the first 4 of them. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I just missed the last one. Maybe I've seen it. I have to go back and watch it and see. They are fun movies. Yeah, they are fun movies. They are fun. Black Angus, what's up, my brother? Black Angus. Had Black Angus on the show on Friday. It was very fun. Joke, by the way. Oh yeah, no, it's all good. World Famous says, woke culture ain't really woke. It's just people who who want to dominate the world with their views. They aren't really about equality and the ideals, liberation, Man, you're using words I don't know how to say, man. Yeah, no, I mean, I think there is actually, a woke culture out there. Is it something and I wouldn't say that it's necessarily something that's super, prevalent and all that stuff. There's just, people have different beliefs. People, feel differently about things. That's what it is more than anything, man. If you don't like something that if you don't like something that I like, that all of a sudden means that, you're wrong and I'm right, and that's, so many people right fighting out there in the world today. And the thing is I believe there is the woke culture because there are people who want some of these things for some of the most ridiculous reasons. Just doing things sensibly and logically. I think that's what most people want, is just things to be done in a natural way, because we can see in a lot of situations things happen in an unnatural way, and you see them, you're kind of I don't know, it doesn't quite work with things like that. But I think it definitely does exist. Is it as big and as bad as people think. I think it's more than just, a woke culture that's at play than it is more than anything. There's just so much that goes into it. For real. Grace says they are fun movies. Yeah, they are fun movies. They are fun movies. I think it was just like by the time At World's End came around, like that movie was so long and everything that happened into it. Like I remember like I seen it at the theater. By the time it got to the end, it was like, this is just like a little much. Like I can handle like, I watched Return of the King. I watched all those Lord of the Rings movies, but like everything that was going on with pirates at that time, like I was kind of like, man, like this is a bit much. I don't know if I can handle more of this. We got to the end of the movie. Like I was happy to leave the theater after At World's End. You know what I mean? Like I was, and it wasn't a bad movie. It's just like, They should have gotten Amber Heard instead of Karen Gillan. Oh my God, Adam, you're ridiculous, dude. Oh man, Finn Jecture went full aggressively relaxing there, man. That's hilarious. Um, Cinder762 says Karen Gillan is hot. Yes, she is, and she's so adorable. Like I said, go check out her Instagram, dude. Like, she cracks me up, and she's just like, yeah, like, yeah. She's just so pleasant too. You know what I mean? But yeah, Karen Gillan, yeah, yeah, absolutely. And plus, she's a ginger. Yeah, she's a ginger. I, I can't help myself. I can't help myself. Dinner Side says, remember when I mixed them up and was all F Karen Gillan? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, over yeah. Karen Gillan and yeah. And Amber Heard, yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah. That was funny, man. That was funny. You went full Campia that time. Went full Campia. All I know is that Pirate Bitches is hot, bro, says Will Morgan. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh man. I think she should remake Mike. They should remake. I see Mike Patton. When I see Patton, I think Mike Patton, not General Patton. Patton has gender swapped the whole thing, or maybe Saving Private Ryan. Oh, Wookie, you're being bad this morning. More women, definitely, but women for women's sake, without good character development, is more than just BS. Yeah, 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 absolutely, absolutely. Um, let's see. Ooh, Black Angus has a hot take here. What was this? What was this? I just seen it. Karen is meh, but she makes up for the okay looks with fitness and personality and seeming appreciation for fans. I'm sorry she don't have a dingaling for you to enjoy, Black Angus. I know, I'm terrible. You guys are thinking I'm terrible, but I guarantee you Black Angus is laughing right now at that joke, okay? I love Karen Gillan, though. So cute and nerdy. Yeah, absolutely. Trinity, I got the history of the movie for you. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Black Angus, I thought she was okay as Nebula, but is pretty good in the Jumanji movies. Yeah, yeah, she's good. She's great in the Jumanji movies. Nebula, I thought she was great as. She was good as that too. But I mean, it's just the character itself is so kind of limiting. I think. Why aren't the Transformers get with the times? Yeah, right. Oh, oh, oh. Black Angus. Black Angus, don't get me started on that, okay? Because you don't want to get me started on the whole, what were mermaids really? Mermaids, maybe they were mermen and maybe it was just what you were doing in your mind to escape the fact there was no women on those ships with you, pal. And the things that you had to do in your head, the fantasies that you had to make up to think that it was mermaids. Oh, Black Angus, you're funny. I love Karen Gillan as well. Yeah, Karen Gillan. Yeah, she's just great. Like I said, go check out her Instagram, man. She's just a great person. Paris would be like, "Arr." I liked her better in Jumanji as well. I think I liked her better in Jumanji as well. And plus, yeah, I mean, you get to see her, not all the makeup and all that stuff, and just the character that she was playing. Yeah, yeah. I'd go to Ren Fairs. Sad, not this year. I know. Gray, definitely sad. Because we go every year. We usually go about 2 times every year, man. About 2 times every year. And plus, one of the funnest times I ever had at Renaissance Fair was on it was on Gay Day. Dude, it was hilarious. The dudes were serving beers dressed as wenches and all that kinds of stuff. Hilarious. It was fun. Man, it was really it was a good time. It was a good time. Oh man, saying I didn't mean to do that. I just dropped the chat there. Okay. Lucas Art Studio had a computer game called The Secret of Monkey Island. It's centered around a man named Guybrush Threepwood and his quest to become a pirate. I had in it ghost pirates and whatnot. Oh, okay. It had okay. Hey, Michael Odin says, "Hey, it's my birthday, bro. Well, happy birthday, Michael Odin. I hope you're having a good day. Hope you. I mean, kind of sucks that it's going on right now with everything going on in the world of the pandemic and everything. But I hope you have a very good day, everybody. Wish Michael Odin a very happy birthday, man. It's Wednesday's new comic book day too. You can go out and read some awesome comics today. Well, I mean, you can buy them digitally online, but go and check them out. Like I said, we're gonna get into that in just a minute. Is your thumbnail Karen Gillan with a goatee? Yes. Yes, it's Karen Gillan as Jack Sparrow. Great comic MCU comment this morning on Dead Nerds. Yes, thank you, Jonathan Velasquez, and thank you for being here. Yeah, it was great. Always great to, getting together with Josh, man. He runs a good show, man. I'll see if I'll see it if she's in it. Oh yeah, absolutely. They developed a live action script for it, but didn't think it was going to be popular enough, so repurposed the script and turned it into the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Okay. Tight ship, pun intended. Oh, I'll have to borrow Chet to help your productions. Yeah, I know, man. I know. And I've been trying to like I've got a lot of stuff I've been trying to work on. Like I got to get memberships open. I want to get some videos shot for that before I just open memberships up and have nothing to offer people. I want to get some of the little stickers for all the members and all that stuff. And yeah, I've got a whole lot of things. I want to get some different overlays and things like that as well going on. The Renaissance Festival comes with this period accurate plague this year. I know, right? I know. It will basically the Monkey Island video game with just a few. Okay, all right. All right. Take it easy, Gray. Have a good one. Got it. All right. Got to take care of the kids. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Loved having Trinity on Wednesday shows with Comic Talk is something people are going to be looking forward to. Yeah, absolutely. Josh, how did you get your ship so tight? Asking for a friend. Oh man. Oh, you guys are terrible. Yeah, but you can't respond to everybody. Have to have a topic and a comic book share. Yeah. Penelope Cruz played Jack Sparrow's long lost love interest. Yeah. Okay. I knew it was something like that. What's up, guys? I'm back. Says Burke the Nerd. Thank you so much for being here. What? I should have made Hela a retold Mistress Death for Infinity War. Purple Brolin and Kate Blanchett. Hot. Yeah. Absolutely. I would have been okay with that. The ships get tight because I'm trying to blow up so that Karen Gillan will have a fling with me. There you go. Oh man, yeah. Josh, you're gonna have to fix that hair situation. Oh yeah, got it. Yeah, I mean, look at that, rocking the bald, man. She was pretty attracted to the Rock in the Jumanji movies. Maybe it's that shaved head that attracts her. Maybe it's a well-shaped shaved head. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, let's get here. Let's go ahead and get here. Uh-oh. Who had a hot take? Did I miss a hot take? I gotta head out from chatting. Got to get to work on these videos. All right, man. Take it easy. Chris from Chaos and Comics is here. What is up, my brother? Are we back to explaining? We all have different opinions. Yeah. You have to. You have to always explain that stuff. People have different opinions. It's okay. Good thing you mentioned that was because the friend I was asking for was Karen. There's no just. Oh, Black Angus! Oh man, hilarious. Okay, guys. So yeah. In case you guys didn't know, today is new comic book day, and what has been in the past, new comic books are going to be returning on May 27th. I was in my comic shop just earlier last week, and my LCS, the owner had told me that they got an email saying that they were. I thought he said the 20th, and they've maybe just since that email, that was their plans, was the 20th, and they've kind of worked things out since then, where it's going to end up being the 27th. New comic books will be shipped out to new comic shops that are open. Maybe by that point there might still be some comic book shops not open, but there will be some getting shipments, and that's apparently when they're going to be starting back up. This is a good thing. I can't wait for it. But the thing is they're doing a slow rollout of books that are going to be coming out. Obviously, they had a slate plan of books that were coming out. Marvel is kind of backed up on their books that they're going to be putting out. DC's been kind of putting out books anyway digitally for you to go read. I, for instance, did end up picking up a couple of books yesterday. The two that I picked up was Hawkman issue number 23. So I will be doing a review on that soon. I doubt you'll be able to see this very well, but that's it right there. Hawkman. Yeah, you see, you're seeing more. You're seeing more on my screen than you are. There you go. Okay, I got the glare off there a little bit. Got Hawkman issue number 23. That I read. Very good series. I've really been enjoying Hawkman, the series written by Robert Venditti over there on DC. It's like one of the few DC titles that I read. I got into that from Jake, a Comic Man Jake here on YouTube. You should go check him out. Very, very cool dude. He was always talking about Hawkman, and I was like, hey man, like what should I read? And somebody suggested Hawkman, and I've been reading it since issue number 10. New story I kind of started off on issue number 13, but I'm telling you guys, if you haven't read Hawkman, go check it out. What Robert Venditti has done with Hawkman and the character is really great. I was on a live stream one day because I'd never really read any of the comics, and somebody else was actually telling me about it. I think it was the guys over at, I believe it's Longbox Diving, had told me that what Robert Venditti did was they had all these different versions of Hawkman out there, from throughout history, and he actually took and made a story that kind of weaved them all together into one character in one story, where it's basically Carter Hall has been reincarnating throughout his entire life, and like he has all these memories and all this kinds of stuff. At some point he ended up getting he got infected by the Dark Universe, and that's when the Sky Tyrant ended up taking him over. And right now he is not Carter Hall. He's actually Hawkman. He's actually Sky Tyrant. So he's been kind of fighting back against that dark universe, and that's kind of what's happening in this comic book that happened this week. Kind of the tie up and the I would say the finishing up of that storyline. Really great finish. I'm going to be shooting a review on that here for you guys to check out here later. And then the other one I got here was this one written by Michael Morisi. It's called The Lost Carnival, a Dick Grayson graphic novel. And I picked this one up not because, I don't read, like I said, I don't read a whole lot of DC stuff, but Michael Morisi is the guy who wrote this. Michael Morisi is one of my favorite writers coming out of last year. He wrote The Plot over on Vault Comics. He also helped co-write Maul on Vault Comics along with Gary Dalberman. Very great series. He's writing Hexagon on Impact Theory Comics right now. He's just got a lot of different titles that he's done that have been really good. He's also kind of been working on some of the Star Wars series on IDW Comics, and he actually had one that was going to be releasing last month. That will come out week after week, 5 consecutive issues that he was going to be doing of a Star Wars line as well. So I'm looking forward to reading those when they come out. Michael Morisi is a very he's a good writer, and like I said, if you want a great horror comic to read, go out and read The Plot on Vault Comics, and I can guarantee you you'll love it if you love horror. Great stuff. So I can't wait to get these read. Obviously the graphic novel is going to take me a little bit longer to read because I'm going to have to read that, but I've also got books ahead of that I've got to read and review for you guys, ones that I've got to do. So I'll be looking forward to doing some of those. And also, guys, like I did say, Impact Theory just released Neon Future issue number 6 just this morning, and I can't wait to read it. Now, the one thing I want to say is I was made aware by one of my viewers here on the channel, a viewer by the name of Shady Endeavor. Huge shout outs to Shady Endeavor. You guys should definitely go check out his channel. He was telling me on my last review that I did for Hexagon that he's liked the books that Impact Theory has done, but not sure that he's going to continue supporting them because they are going to in all digital format. And I was like, what? And I talked about this, I believe, last week, guys. I went and I read the article with Tom Bilyeu that they did, I think it was on CBR, and I was like, oh man, and he said in there that what they wanted to do was they wanted to move into a vertical scrolling format, which is something that's very popular amongst anime and manga right now, that is actually successful. His thing is when he started doing the comic books is he didn't want, like, he knew that it's a tough situation right now with the comic book industry and everything like that, but he wants to get these books in as many hands as possible. And I was just talking about this earlier over on Josh's stream, as a matter of fact, of the Den of Nerds Live. You should go check that out. Josh actually was talking and had a little more insight into this thing too, and I thought it was very interesting. But like Tom Bilyeu has this thing that he was using, this hashtag steal this content, basically because he wants to get it in as many hands as possible. What Tom Bilyeu and the mission of impact theory is something that they're injecting into their comic book line as well. But what they want to do is they kind of want to, their mission is they kind of wake up people out of the matrix en masse by empowering people. So that's one of the things that I like. But he was saying in this interview that they are going away from this, going to more of a digital format, but they will still be releasing trade paperbacks with all of these books. So I'm gonna, probably do a video about that, and I'll probably, it would be great if I could get them here on the channel to talk about that. Yeah, I probably can't get Tom Bilyeu because he's a busy man, but maybe if I could get somebody else from over there at Impact Theory to come on to the channel here to talk a little bit more about that would be great. I have a contact over there that I actually got in contact with, that maybe I might be able to reach out to him and get him here on the channel to talk a little bit more about that. But they will still be releasing the graphic novels and trade paperbacks, which I think is absolutely great, because the art that Jeremy Rawpack is putting into these books is so gosh damn beautiful, man. So beautiful. I would hate to only read it on digital and not have it in this really beautiful, like the trade paperback for Neon Future, dude. It's so beautiful. Like the cover, the inside art, and everything is just great, because then you get into it, and then you see the coloring by like Abraham Lee, and God, who else was it? Abraham Lee, Nwozu, and oh man, I know there was somebody else I'm missing there. There was that put into that, but man, the art is so beautiful in these books. I would hate to not have a print format of them, but they are going to still be doing them in a in a print format, and I'm excited, man. I can't wait, because I'm telling you guys, I love these books. Neon Future, one of my favorite titles of last year. It ended up being number 2 last year, only because I love the Black Widow book that much. But really, I would say they were tied, if anything, for my favorites of last year. And then they're starting that new arc off today. I was trying to read that before I started the show today so I could talk a little bit about it, but my copy wasn't ready by the time I got here on the show. But I'm going to go read that. And all of these books, guys, like I said, I'm not really into the digital stuff, but I will be buying all of these in actual print form as soon as the LCSs start getting those shipments. I want the Neon Future books in print form if I can get them. I want the Hawkman in print form if I can get it, because I don't know, Hawkman's been doing some pretty good covers. Inyuk Lee has been coming in, doing some of the covers over there as well. Just great stuff, man. Hawkman is a really good series. If you haven't checked it out, definitely make sure that you go check it out. Really good stuff over there. And you know what? And honestly, DC needs to do a Hawkman movie. They do, man. It would be great. It'd be great. But anyway, guys, let's get back in here and see what you all have to say here. Wookiee Supremacy says manatees. There's just okay, yeah, we got there. Mr. Anderson says, "Happy birthday, Mike! If you don't name your firstborn son of, you missed out on an opportunity, my friend." Oh, okay. Oh man, yeah, that's good. That's good. James is here. What's up, James? How you doing? Burke the Nerd says, "That nerd is the word." Hey yo. James says, "I love when someone tries to get under my skin by making fun of my baldness." Dude, I embrace it. Embrace that shit. It's 15 years ago. Yeah. Me too. I mean, I wish I could still grow it, but the thing is I'm not going bald. I'm not going bald. My hair's just migrating. It's migrating from up here, back here, down the back of my neck. So, like, I'm getting my Robin Williams on. Alright? I know it's not too soon, guys. Calm down. He was a hairy dude. Hey, if you need a small independent company to make merch for your channel in the form of reusable drinkware or some other niche items, let me know. I'll help. Nice. All right. Yeah, for sure. I was thinking about it. If Hollywood is going to get ridiculous anyway, I want an Inglourious Basterds remake with the entire cast gender swapped. I'd watch that. Oh man. Oh, you're funny, Wookie. Who'd you cast for Lady Hitler? You know who we'd cast. You know who we'd cast. Mike Porter says, I'm a huge MCU fan. What comic book can you recommend that would be close or a part of the MCU to read? Um, Close or a part of the MCU to read. You know, honestly, here, let me tell you this. If you have Marvel Unlimited, go read all of the Prelude comics for the movies. Go read the Iron Man Prelude. Go read the Iron Man. Oh man, there was one of them that there was one that's really weird because it was, I don't think it was a Prelude comic, but it was somewhere in between. But go read all of those Prelude comics to read the Iron Man Prelude, Iron Man 2 Prelude. Read the Avengers Preludes, the Captain America Winter Soldier Prelude, the Captain America Civil War Prelude. Go read the Guardians of the Galaxy Preludes. Read those. Read the Doctor Strange Preludes. These ones are good. These ones are ones that are definitely have some things and some hints in them. There are some that don't tie in so much, but those preludes, some of them really do have some interesting information in on them. Just like, for instance, do you know why Peter Quill had to go to Morag to get the Power Stone at that time? Why they had to go to Morag to get the Power Stone at that time, even in Avengers Endgame? I can't even remember. Did they even mention that in Avengers Endgame? I think they did. Slightly. Slightly. But it's revealed in the Prelude comics why Peter Quill goes there at that time. It's also actually revealed in there that Ronan and Thanos were already on the hunt for it in the first place. Which, I mean, you kind of find out in Guardians of the Galaxy that Ronan was after it, obviously. But you learn a little bit more in those Prelude books. But basically, we learn in that Guardians of the Galaxy one that the reason Peter Quill ends up there at that time in 2014 to get the Power Stone is because Morag is typically covered in water, and only once every like 300 years do the waters on Morag recede to gain access to the temple to retrieve the Power Stone, the orb that had the Power Stone in it. You learn little things like that in it. But I would say those. I would say those definitely. And other than that, I would say any of the comics that have come out since then would probably be good. Like I said, I'm recapping like that Assault on Pleasant Hill story right now, the Avengers standoff. Go like maybe read some stuff a little bit before that. Get on Marvel Unlimited and look at stuff a little bit before that because a lot of that that's when they started doing a lot of the crossover stuff. The Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics became more of a reflection of the movies. Definitely, like they did, like they started doing like the Agents of Shield comics. You had Coulson and all of them characters in there. So somewhere right around those times might be times to look into it for some of the comic books. But those a lot of those Prelude comics and tie-ins, they're actually pretty interesting. Not all of them have, some of them are just recaps of stuff that we've seen in the movies, but some of them have some very interesting things in there. Just like I said, the one for Captain America, I think it was Winter Soldier. Maybe it was after that, going into Civil War, maybe. But it was interesting because they were talking about a biological weapon. They were calling it the Zodiac, is what they were calling it, and it really seemed like it was that the vial that they were looking for in Captain America: Civil War. I say the best Aryan Marvel can buy with Brie Larson. You don't like Brie Larson? Wayne White says Hawkman is this shit. Yeah, Hawkman is awesome, dude. He's really great because he's almost like from what I'm getting out of the comic, like he's almost like a Captain America / Thor kind of character. Like if you kind of almost mash those two characters together in a way, he's kind of that, kind of that. Hawkman is dope. Fatal J is here. Thank you so much for being here, man. He says, Hawkman is dope. He could be even more dope with the right writer and character design. Yeah, and I'm telling you, dude, like, the Venditti storyline has been great. It's been great. Batman Beyond series got Hawkman right. Okay, I haven't read that, but maybe I'll look into that at some point. But yeah, like the Hawkman that Robert Venditti has been doing has been great. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Species swapped remake of Jurassic Park. Mr. Anderson referenced The Matrix, so I have to say something now. Oh, whoa! I I know kung fu. I'm True Skills. Thank you so much for being here, man. I hope all is well with you. Um, Marvel's starting up some new books soon. I don't know. Do you? I'm True Skills. Do you read any DC? I mean, that's obviously that's who's putting out comic books right now. So, kind of really all there is as far as new comic books. Since Perry Comics is here. What's up, my brother? How you doing? Um, was checking out some your God, what was it? Your video you were dropping this morning, or your live stream? You were talking about like the alien. No, that was yeah. Man, I can't remember. Like, dude, like I was up late last night, and then today, and but you were yeah talking about your movie rewatches. You're gonna watch the Aliens 3, even though everyone's telling you not to. Good stuff, man. Taco taco. Yeah, man. Oh man, I had so many tacos yesterday. Oh, got some left. I went to the taco truck. I went to Taco Bell. You had to get Taco Bell just to throw it off. But you know what? Just like you shouldn't mix beers and alcohols and stuff like that. Because you know what it leads to the next day. I think it's the same thing with tacos, bro. Don't mix tacos. Don't mix tacos, man. It's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. I'm not gonna say what it compares to, but yeah. Um, but yeah, guys. Also, new comic books. There, in case you guys haven't heard, there's a company. I can't remember the name of the company right off the top of my head. That they're actually putting in these sidekicks at Walmart's where they're going to be releasing comic books. Now, apparently, these comic books they're not the Marvels and the DCs. Marvel and DC have some that they do on these. I wouldn't even say newsstand style, but these ones that they release in places like Walmart's and stuff. But Walmart's actually bringing in these sidekicks of these comic books, of some new comic books. And apparently these comic books that they're going to be putting on there are comic books that have previously been crowdfunded. So ones that may have been on like Kickstarter and Indiegogo in the past, apparently, from what I'm hearing. I don't know because I haven't been into my LCS to check it out. But and I can't remember the company that's doing this, but they should be. They're going into like 3,200 WalMarts nationwide. So if you have a Walmart near you, you should make sure that you go and check that out. But definitely something interesting. I think there was. They said like three, like 4 or 5 books maybe that were put out on this thing. I'm kind of interested to see what they were and if they're any good. But honestly, like you think about it, comic books getting ready to come out here at the end of the month on the 27th. You think, oh man, that's like 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away. You got plenty of time. No, man, like that date's gonna be here like that. So by the time I get in, if I go out and pick those up and I review those, the comic books that I picked up right here, next thing you know, it's gonna be here already. You know what I mean? Because I've got other books getting ready to come in for as soon as I launch my memberships here on the channel. I'm going to be diving into and reviewing some other books. I've got some Comics Gate books coming in, guys, and we're gonna dive in and dissect those, and we're gonna be really harsh. We're gonna be too hard on our critiques of these books. The way I'm so hard on all of these modern comics from the big two, because I'm so mean. I'm a big meanie. I threw one in the trash once as a joke. So I'm going to be doing that for my members because, in case you guys don't know, all these crowd-funded books and everything like that, they're expensive, man. They cost more money. You know why? Because you're paying an independent creator, not, a big corporate machine that has a little more, it's different. But a lot of these creators as well, when they put out their books, they're putting out like more like trade paperbacks, more like graphic novels, as opposed to just doing single issues. One of the writers I have been supporting his books and have got a lot of his books. He does do. Are these them right there? Yeah. A lot of his books, and these will be on for the members as well. He does as single issues too. Is Preston Poulter from Pocket Jacks Comics. He does these, and his are single issues, not the graphic novels. Where most of the people do like the thicker books with the more graphic novel style. So yeah. So I'll be doing some of those. So by the time I get some of these things done, man, like new comic books are gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? So It's crazy. And like I said, they're doing a slow rollout of the comic books anyway. They're kind of scaling everything back. So it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how that all comes out, because like they can't just come out and flood the market with all these books like all of a sudden, like as people are getting back into work and everything like that. People won't have the money. People will be getting caught up on all their bills and stuff like that. And I've already heard out there some of the rumblings, like Marvel has already kind of postponed a lot of their X-Men books and things like that. Empire, some of the different events they had getting ready to go on have been pushed back. And if you ask me, honestly, that's the smart and responsible thing for them to do. It really is. And there's so many reasons why I believe that is the smart and responsible thing for them to do. Because obviously we can see not only just with the distribution, maybe distribution was maybe part of this thing was maybe they're a little overwhelmed, pumping out so much content and everything for these small LCSs and stuff. They get a little overwhelmed. I mean, trying to keep this many titles on the shelves for customers to buy and not knowing whether they're going to sell or not is a little overwhelming. Now, I will say that if you're a businessman and you have a business and you're running stuff like that, you need to know your customer base. So a lot of that's on you as the owner and stuff like that. But they need to really think about these things going forward in the future, as as things start to come back, as the economy starts to ramp back up again, because it's not going to be quite the same coming out of this. People aren't going to be dropping all the kinds of money on those kinds of things. And that's not to say like like I'm an exception. A lot of the comic nerds out there are the exception. A lot of the people in the comic community that you see here on YouTube are the exception to the rule. People who are like, no, I'm just waiting for my comic books to come out, I'm gonna go buy, gonna have a stack of comics. We're the exception. A lot of the other people out there don't buy comics like that. So it's good. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting what they do going forward. Um, going forward. Yeah. 1-2 Comic Talk. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you're doing good. Perry says, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Do it, man." J Hood Creator says, "The making of Aliens 3 is more interesting than Aliens 3." Oh man, that's funny. Wookie says, "Yeah, you're kind of an asshole." I do my best, man. I do my best. 1-2 Comic Talk says 20th have books and mostly trades. Okay, yeah. And I was gonna say I thought 20th was the date, because my LCS, he did say the 20th, but then they're saying the 27th, and I figured it was kind of gonna be a slow rollout kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and that makes sense. Yeah. Have books and mostly trades. Yeah, because there was supposed to be, man, I can remember there was a lot of trades that were supposed to be rolling out, like, as soon as this all happened. Yeah, okay. And is there any announcement? Do you know, Kevin, is there any announcement of what they're going to do for Free Comic Book Day this year? I haven't really been keeping up with that. Wookie says, "I haven't seen Trinity review one of those books." Yeah, absolutely not. I haven't reviewed any of the. I haven't reviewed Guinevere and the Divinity Factory 1 or 2. I haven't reviewed White Lily 1, 2, 3, or 4. I got issue number 5 on the way. I'm still waiting to get in. I will be getting in Iron Sights and Iron Sights 2 Psychos. That's on its way. I will be getting in Expendables Go to Hell. I'll be getting that into review. I'll be getting in Pandemic to review as well. And I've also got the Kill Crazy Nymphos Attack that I got as well. That one I will be releasing on the channel for everybody, not just for the members when I get all that stuff started. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming up, guys. Like I said, the 27th is going to be here. Next thing you know, I'm looking forward to it. And we can see, like, everybody, everything in this world, everybody's kind of had to kind of adjust, you know what I mean, with the current pandemic. I, in my business, had, I haven't had time to put as much time into content as I've kind of been trying to rethink what I need to do with my business to survive and keep my business going and keep food on the table here at my house, even though I guess my wife keeps the food on the table, really, because she makes way more money than I do. Maybe not way more money, but she definitely has the more steady income. So, I've been keeping busy trying to keep up with that, and then thinking that new comics are coming out and having to come up with new content. But we can see, just as I've been doing with my business to stay afloat, a lot of people out there have been thinking of new creative ways of new content to put out there. Like for instance, like Perry Comics here in the chat has been doing a lot of his movie rewatches, and he started doing those before the pandemic and all that stuff. But he was looking for new content to kind of do on his channel as well. He started doing not even rewatches, like the first time. Boomer watches MCU movies for the first time, and he started doing those, and it's really worked out for him. And he's not a boomer. He's not a boomer, by the way. If anything, actually, I think he's a millennial. I think Perry's actually a millennial. To be quite honest with you, because I know he's younger than I'm pretty sure he's younger than me. And if you're, I would say more than 3 years younger than me, chances are you're a millennial, and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Perry. You can still be a boomer though. We'll take you. We'll take you because you're an all right guy, Perry. J Hood Creative says, "Do you think this pause will make people reevaluate what they are buying? Do I really miss the X-Men? If not, maybe I won't buy them anymore." I think it'll make people reevaluate what they're buying for sure. For sure. I mean, I've kind of thought the same thing too. I've kind of like, as things are getting ready to come back out, I'm sitting there kind of thinking like, what am I going to keep reading? What am I going to keep reading? You know, I've kind of thought about that. Like, what books will I continue pulling and reading as my regular pulls increase? And who knows? Maybe some of these smaller indie campaigns, I end up liking their books and spending more over there, or just supporting them a little bit more, so I have to cut back a little bit more over here. Who knows? I honestly don't know. But I do think that some people will reevaluate. But for the most part, I think most people don't do content buys. You know, where you're buying the comic book just to have some content on your channel. I think most people pull and read a lot of books that they're interested in, that they want to read. So some yes, some no. All right, Mike Porter, you have a good day as well. Thank you so much for being here. Will Morgan says, "Get rid of what's not essential." Yeah. I mean, I hate those terms. I hate using those terms. Essential. I hate even using those terms. I don't even want to use those, but I hear what you're saying there. Yeah. Oh, great. There we go. Yeah. Content, or gonna get a copyright strike right there, man. Sepultura's gonna send me a Oh, man. 1-2 Comic Talk says, "I think Upshot is the one making faux vending machines with the books." No, it's not. It's I can't remember the name of the place, but no, Upshot. They're the ones, the artists, writers, and artisans. They're the ones that did like the Resistance and all of that stuff. No, the man, I can't remember what the name of them was. Can't remember what the name. I was watching a Your Boy Zach video yesterday, and he put on there a link to the site. I wonder if I still have that up here. If I still have that up here pulled up on my phone, to who it was that was doing that. Because I honestly can't remember the name of the company doing that. Yeah, I don't see it here. But basically, what they're doing is they were like crowdfunded comics that were doing. Free Comic Book Day is pushed. Okay, all right. I figured it was. The Secret Rumors is maybe mid-July. Okay, yeah, and I was gonna say, I think that was the last I heard too, was possibly July. Maybe beginning of August, but you didn't hear it from me. Okay, yeah, and I thought that's kind of how it was. You know what, 1-2 Comic Talk, you man, like, at this point, I'm pretty sure LA Comic Con's gonna be. That's the only Comic Con I've been to. I went to it last year. Obviously, we know San Diego got canceled, and a lot of WonderCon and all that stuff. But I'm sure they're gonna postpone LA Comic Con too, which is a shame, because I was thinking, hey man, maybe we'll go there and we'll get to meet, man. Maybe we'll get to meet. But we live close enough together. There's no fucking excuse for us not to get together and meet anyway. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if it runs through till November, says Tommy. Yeah, true. Perry Comics says, "A boomer." Hi, I'm 27. I don't know. If you're 27, I believe that would make you a millennial. Because after Gen X, which is me, would be the millennials. Then after the millennials, is going to be after the millennials would be. I believe that's the Zoomers. After the millennials, basically, like, wouldn't that be the generation right after that? Should be the Zoomers, which are kids that are currently right now teenagers coming up. So yeah. I think that makes you a millennial. Then after that would be the Zoomers, and then now I'm not sure, like, the kids, like what my kids would be considered. Um, 'Cause I don't think they quite fit into the Zoomers. They might, but yeah. Don't get me started on that thing. Believe me, I've done a lot of reading up on that kinds of stuff. I only really looked into it because one time somebody was telling me that I was a millennial. And while I don't take offense to that or anything, I was like, I'm not a millennial. I'm Gen X. And so I went in and I did a lot of research looking into these kinds of things. And really, all it has to do is not even a generation gap, but really more has to do with the signs of the times, and in the years and the generation, basically the generation in which you were born, which the times that I was born in. A lot of the Gen Xers was at the boom of, like, of TV and music. When it really started to explode more into the mainstream, as you got things like MTV and things like that. All these. All of these different things, were more entertainment based. I guess there was more entertainment modes out there, if you will. Video games took off. All of these kinds of things happened during that time. And then the millennials actually started. I would say the millennials started being born right around the mid '80s. Right around the mid '80s, and the millennials are kind of the signs of their thing is where more parents were out, double income homes and things like that. So they were basically more raised by TV, more so than even the Generation X were. Where Generation X was the kind of start of that, where there were more two income homes and things like that. I'll tell you, when I was growing up, I think for the most part, by the time I was growing up, and by the time I was, I would guess say more conscious and aware, my mother was working too. So it was all around those same times, and I would say, like, the millennials is kind of where it started being, like, more homes were more having the dual incomes, and kids were, more kids were, like I said, being babysat by TV and being put in daycares and things like that. It's kind of where the millennial thing started, and then where we are now. Like I said, I looked into a lot of this stuff. Oh, I rock socks and sandals, boomer essentials. Okay, so you're right there, but, like, I mean, you're definitely a millennial, but, like, you're probably, like, there's always some spillover. There's always some spillover as they go through these generational things anyway, where there are some people that pick up, like, some of the traits and everything. The ultimate thing it really all comes down to, aside from, like, generations, is your upbringing. You know what I mean? How was your home life? How was your family life? You know what I mean? So that's really old, like, as far as some of those kinds of things are concerned. One Two Comic Talks as publishers won't flood the shelves for a month to not discourage mass relaunching. Yeah, and I think it might even be longer than that. I think it might be over the next. I think it's probably going to possibly be like the next 3 months that we get this kind of slow rollout to kind of build things back up. But yeah, definitely. Content buys. Oh yeah, I never do that. Right? AWA Studios. Yeah. The artists, writers, and artisans. Yeah. Yes, I wanted to buy your drink. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Zoomers. Okay, yeah. Tax breaks. Your kids are a tax break. Yeah, yes. Um, Definitely Gen X. Yeah. So easy to tell. Were you younger than 18 when MTV came out? Absolutely. Yeah, you're a Gen Xer. Yep. Definitely. Yeah, and that's a pretty good point right there. Yeah, good point. Um, uh, J Hood Creative says the whining started after the whining started after Gen X, says a Gen Xer. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. If you ask the baby boomers, the Gen Xers are nothing but a bunch of whiny babies. Oh yeah, that's funny. Um, Gen Xers still got beat by their folks. Last ones, right? Yeah. Well, actually, you know what it was? It was Gen Xers were the last ones that actually get spankings for, I don't know, maybe good reasons. I don't know. I won't even get into that. I won't even get into that discussions. Nowadays, they're not just raised; they're just spanked. Oh, Perry Comics says raised by YouTube and Call of Duty. There you go. Right. I was a latchkey kid. All right. Yeah. Um, yeah. There you go. I got Jay Creative got a little heated. Yeah, there you go. My kids get so threatened by corporal punishment. Oh, I know, right? Gary North, thank you so much for being here. Latchkey Kids sounds so like a child's show. The Latchkey Kids. Yeah. Oh man, Perry, you are spillover. Yeah, you spill over. You spill over. You're. Oh man. Generation hates those before and after them. Yeah. I think all of the generations are kind of like that. They all kind of hate the ones that came before them and after them. You ruined it. You ruined it, and you're ruining it. Oh man. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for today, guys. We've gone just a little over an hour here. I want to thank you all so much for being here today. Again, thank you to Josh from the Den of Nerds who had me on the Den of Nerds live this morning. If you guys don't check out the Den of Nerds live every morning, I do a live stream every morning for an hour before I do this show here. And even before him, Adam from Fans Extra does his show an hour before that. So we got 3 hours. There's a 3-hour block there of nerdy content for you guys to check out every morning, starting at 6 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time if you're out on the East Coast, or make sure you just go subscribe to these channels and make sure you click those the bell so you get the notifications and all that stuff of when all this stuff starts, man. Because it's been a great morning. It's been great mornings ever since Adam started his show, and now we got Adam, then Den of Nerds Live, then me, then you get a little half-hour break in there, and then you get Discovery Bay. You get JB in there getting ready to push and tell you about more content getting ready to come out for that. About a half hour after that, usually about 10 a.m., Young Rip of 5'9" goes live for a couple of hours. And hey, man, I'm telling you, I've got my morning planned out. How about you? Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe. Click the little bell and all of that good stuff like I just told you. And while you're at it, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's all good. I don't look that much into it. But make sure you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.